Be the right club. Be the right club today.
Yes! Johnny, that's better than most.
How about in?
That is better than most. Better than most!
Expect anything different?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the No Laying Up Happy Hour presented by our friends at the FanDuel Sportsbook. My name is DJ Pyhowski. I've been sitting in apocalyptic traffic all day due to a very serious winter storm up here in the Midwest. So we've got a happy hour that is painstakingly curated by my friends, your favorites, the Strapped Boys. First of all, in the red corner, Icarito. Neil, great to see you, my man.
Good to be with you. A Strap Boys special. They always say, man, I want to pony up to the bar with those guys. Well, here's your chance. Randy, how we doing?
We're doing fantastic, Neil. Couldn't think of a better place to be on a snowy, wintry afternoon out here in Denver, Colorado, DJ.
You guys getting some snow out there too? It's hot and heavy out here, Big. It's good to see.
Got an inch here.
Yeah,
you know, bad. Seems like bad weather everywhere. Bad weather in San Diego as well.
That's the theme. Yeah, it's the theme. Seems like we're in for a deluge out there in at Torrey Pines, which of course we're going to be playing at Torrey Pines again this week for the Genesis due to the very impactful fires in LA that moved this tournament away from Riviera. So we're going to get to that. We're going to get to some news and notes. We've got a couple games cooked up from the twisted mind of the merch czar and a little bit from Big Randy as well. We're going to make some picks and we'll, I'm sure, a bunch of other stuff that'll come up. But before we get there, this happy hour is presented by our friends at FanDuel. Let's talk golf. Let's talk action, whether you're picking the winner, betting on the wide range of player props, or trying to guess the number of birdies. There's plenty of ways to get in on the action with FanDuel. Plus, you can live bet while the players move up and down the leaderboard and combine multiple bets to make a parlay. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and make every moment more this PGA Tour season. Just a disclaimer, must be 21 plus and present in select states. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Gentlemen, just a quick couple of news and notes to set the table for this week at the Genesis a little bit. I think the first one, we were very, everyone's hot and bothered about Tiger playing last week. Tiger's not playing this week. He has thoughtfully retracted his name from this week's field due to the passing of his mom, lack of preparation, lots of things. I don't think this is a shock to anyone, but you guys please tell me if I'm wrong.
No, honestly, take as much time as you need, Mr. Cat. I think this is I hate to say this, but it's not an injury, so that's I guess silver lining for fans, but you hate to hear that his mom passed away, and I'm very sorry for Mr. Cat.
Yeah, for those not watching on YouTube, this is the statement from Tiger. I plan to tee it up this week. I am just not ready. I did my best to prepare, knowing it's what my mom would have wanted, but I'm still processing her loss. Thanks to everyone who has reached out. I hope to be at Torrey later in the week and appreciate the continued kindness since my mom's passing. Of course, worth reiterating that the Genesis is the tournament that benefits his foundation, so I'm sure he'll still be out and about, hopefully presenting the trophy to whoever a deserving champion might be. But a couple other things that just came across the wire. I saw Dustin Johnson and TaylorMade parted ways. I think this is just kind of a that's just kind of a wow. That's wild. Kind of underscores the current moment. I
put this in here because I was reading through it. Just 18 years struck me. It's just a long time, and with a lot of people, people jumping here and there, and I just thought that was worth the number. To me, is what stuck out and made it newsworthy. It was just a very long time partnership. So he's a free agent now.
Yeah, it's of course Bunky Perkins got his blasts in about how fishing's top free agent is now on the market. There's going to be some bass boat company that swoops in and can just get that hat space. So I really enjoyed that. But this was a good one. I kind of want to bring Cody in here because I know Colin Morikawa was in the press center earlier this week, taking a couple jabs. But of course, we mentioned, I believe, on the back nine last week that Lucas Glover had some comments about aim point and how that needed to be banned. Too much stomping around and takes too long. Colin Morikawa kind of fired back with like I'm paraphrasing, but actually, no, I'm not paraphrasing. Cody dropped it in the agenda here. Quote, I have nothing against Lucas, but if we're going to ban aim point, I think we should ban all long putters as well. I think Porque no los dos, man. But
okay, he said a lot more, but before Cody gets in there, I just want to say that this was true whataboutism. I mean,
yeah,
Glover's hitting, talking about slow play, and Colin just, everyone's saying he got, he pwinned him. I don't know if this was a twinning. I
think it's pwinned. I think it's pwned.
Pwned. He's not pwinned, pwned. Yeah, I still get that mixed up from high school. Anyway, Cody, the floor is yours.
No, that's a great point, Neil. There was a long list that Lucas laid out on his radio show. I can't tell you when that radio show actually is, but that's what everybody's finally coming back around to. Colin, listen, aim point is an issue. I understand he justified it by saying, yes, some people, if you do it incorrectly, it takes longer than it should. Well, everybody's kind of like doing it incorrectly. I understand that it has improved your putting and scoring and everything else like that, but man, it's got to change. You got to hurry up, let alone the fact that like you shouldn't be just stomping all over everybody's line and wherever you want anyway.
What else did Colin have to say? I know there was more to his comments.
Yeah, you moved on. I got a quote up here. You see what the LPGA is doing. You need to start fining people. Look, if I got slapped on the wrist and got a fine, absolutely, I would not want to be fined again. Talking about the new LPGA's pace of play policy that they haven't even put into play yet. That policy on the LPGA doesn't even go into effect until they come back from the spring Asian swing for the Arizona event. But they did a really good job last week of publishing their start and finish times with, on Thursday, Friday, I think they were at like 4:27 or something like that. And then Sunday or Saturday, Sunday, they were all up to, right under 4 hours, right around 4 hours, really. So that's where the reaction's coming there. Big. Any thoughts here overall on pace of play? I know you hate it as well.
Hey, listen, I got a lot of things I'd like to see banned, yardage books, yardages in general. I think we should have an eye test tournament, but specifically thinking if the PGA Tour had a very strict and ardent pace of play policy that was enforced uniformly, I don't care about aim point. If you can do your aim point routine within your allotted time, it doesn't bother me. My thinking is this rises to, we just need a better pace of play policy to police these guys. And if they can fit in their chosen putting routine, more power to them. I don't think aim 100%. Point should explicitly be banned just because it's aim point.
We have so much upside with payment on, money flooding into the game of golf. Let's have a little downside. Fine them. I'm with you, Colin. Yeah. See, I can get behind this. You know what? Mystery shop them, Randy. I've been saying that for years. Don't even announce that you're on the clock. You could be on the clock at any time. And you know what? Publish the names. Yeah. I want 4 or 5 people around. Listen, here it is. Here's where we mystery shop this week. Put the names out there. It should be something I can look up after the round.
I'd love to develop where we're informing on our fellow tour pros. I want guys informing on other guys. Let's lean all the way in.
I love that.
They should turn rules officials into like the flight marshals.
Yes,
there's
exactly.
Air marshal. There's one in the crowd, but you're not going to know who it is.
Yeah, you can
take a guess if you want, but
and you're like, God, I feel like I saw that guy 3 weeks ago. That's got to be him right there.
No, he's just mystery. He just runs a book. He's keeping tabs on you.
He's just he loves to volunteer, man. This is what he does in retirement.
Randy, you brought up a great point. I thought this week, if we were ever going to see it, was a great week for like the public golfer invitational. We could have played it at somewhere like Dobson Ranch. You can use a rangefinder, but you can't have a caddy. You got to walk and carry your own bag. You got to, just pace whatever. If there's a stack up on the tee, like great, good luck, slow greens. Like, let's see how these guys handle some muni golf, huh?
There's going to be a starter telling you to pick it up when there's 3 groups on the hole.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sprinkle in some public tee times within the tournament field.
Throw a single going off 10 when you're making the turn. Come on, man. See how these guys handle that shit.
We got the Thursday night senior league that's got to tee off by 4:30, so you need to be off the golf course. I don't know what to tell you, man. If you don't get all the way around, that's not my problem. These boys booked this round in March.
No, we gotta have guys cutting, like doing the weed whacker, just taking out some weeds on the right side of number 7.
Sprinklers come on at just random times.
Yeah, some lady's getting crunk on her back porch off of number 13. What are you guys playing a tournament? What are you doing?
Unfortunately, they're not doing any of that stuff. As great of it, all of those ideas are. Unfortunately, they're going back to Torrey Pines. But listen, tough circumstances all the way across the board here with the Genesis. Very understandable to go back to a place that has all the infrastructure set up. And we talked about this a little bit. I think it was last Sunday or this past Sunday. What can they do differently with the course setup? We've asked around. Like, I just don't think there's much they can do, right? I mean, I think it's going to look like a very similar tournament, other than it's going to be rainy and cold, and it might even just be a little sloggier than expected. But the place doesn't really. It's not like you just all of a sudden cut out a bunch of fairway grass or tight areas or whatever. It's not really the kind of place you can do that. It plays pretty one-dimensional, and so it's probably going to play pretty similar to how it plays for the Farmers.
Did you guys get any insight into why Torrey and not in Scottsdale back to back?
I don't have any insight on that.
I was wondering if you talked about it on Sunday, because that feels like, I mean, you can't control the weather, obviously. Well, some people think you can, but it feels like that's just going to Arizona could have been look a little better on TV. I don't know. It just feels like maybe if it was 50-50, I'm sure there's a lot of backroom stuff that I obviously don't know about. But
my only thought would be
felt better.
My only thought would be just like how much gas it takes to run that engine that is the Phoenix Open.
Yeah.
With all the volunteers, all the police, all the security, all the crowd control, all of that. I wonder if it's just really hard to keep that going 2 weeks in a row. Like, I'm sure all those people have normal posts to kind of get back to, and it's maybe tough to not that it would be 400,000 people through the gate every day like it would be during the Phoenix Open. But yeah, I don't know. It's certainly a more fun golf course to watch, but I think it's just a tough one logistically.
Well, don't let me bog you down, Deej. I know I got
too. DJ's over here talking about where people are posted at, where they're stationed at. Big military guys, so he's got
man.
San Diego, man.
Exactly. That's right. I'm trying to throw your people a bone, Cody.
Hey, not my Navy. Don't put that on me.
You know what? Only other thing I got to get to here, and this was, of course, called out effusively by junior ball knower Tron Carter. This came across his desk, but PGA Tour and I believe it was Golf Bet or something was posting just a fairly harmless throwaway quote from Patrick Mahomes that I'll just read it. I think I'll forever play as a 7 handicap. I don't put my good scores in. Don't tell my buddies that. Many people losing their minds about whether Mahomes is a sandbagger. I just, I don't really have a dog in this fight. I wanted to read it into the public record.
Listen,
it's gross.
Yeah, he might learn that's not funny. We don't joke. We don't joke around about our handicaps, Pat.
I mean, that's honestly.
I'd like to take it a different direction. You guys see
the most disqualifying thing.
Pat Mahomes Sr., John Rocker.
Yeah.
God, that was sick. I can't believe John Rocker. I haven't seen anything from John Rocker in like 15 years. Unbelievable.
Do you think it's a false flag sort of thing? Because I feel like John Rocker, like he's starting to mix it up on Twitter again, and it's very much I'm back. Kind of seems like he's trying to run the playbook of
maybe that was
I'm gonna say
marketing.
I'm gonna say the things nobody else wants to say. It seems like he's angling for a podcast or something.
I didn't know that, so that just caught me off guard. John
I wonder
Rocker
if that's like a
whoa.
couple people filming, saying very loud into the camera. Is that John Rocker? Oh my god! Like that, it felt a little too perfect to me.
Maybe they clipped me, Deej. Maybe they got me.
Maybe I don't know. No, you could be. It could have been totally organic. But also, why is Mahomes' dad he's just roaming around? I don't know.
Looking for trouble on Bourbon Street.
Listen, that's the safest place that he can be, as long as he's not behind the steering wheel of a vehicle. All right, he's safe to walk on.
Yeah. It's just a strange one all the way around. But and thus concludes your preview content.
We didn't have a lot of updates, man. There's, like Randy said, no TGL this week. There's not a lot of not a lot of goods in the golf world right now to report on.
So I think what we're going to do instead, Neil, is we go to Torrey Pines every week or every year for the Farmers.
Feels like every week sometimes.
Feels like every week sometimes. Plenty of U.S. Opens have gone there. We've got all kinds of Torrey Pines history to draw on. So Neil, we had you put together a little trivia section.
Well, this is the title's a little deceiving. Honestly, I was struggling to find a ton on Torrey Pines, so I did a lot of LA Open stuff too. There's a few Torrey Pines things mixed in, but I kind of wanted to do the Genesis justice. Like this is the Genesis Invitational, right? So a little bit of history here. How many courses have hosted the LA Open / Genesis Invitational?
Including this year?
Including this year.
I'm going to say 15.
Oh, I was going to say less. I was going to say 6.
The answer is 12. So we'll go DJ's way for a win there.
Bounced around to LA a lot.
It was
right?
It was a very
Rancho
nomadic
Park
tournament. So Riv has been the home for a long time. Rancho Park Golf Course, LACC hosted it 1926, 34 to 36, and then 1940. And then Wilshire Country Club, Griffith Park, Wilson's course. Randy, we know of that place.
It's a strapped course.
Hillcrest Country Club, Valencia Country Club in 1998. Actually, we'll get there. Brookside Golf Course, Inglewood, Fox Hills, El Caballero, and then now Torrey Pines is the 12th host of the Genesis Invitational. So not really anything new for this tournament. Long running event, but didn't really find a home until like the 70s. All right, who was the first winner?
That's got to be the only. Is that the only strapped course that's hosted a PGA Tour event?
Ooh.
I'm trying to think if there's been any others. I can't imagine there has been.
I don't think so.
Maybe if you guys come to Milwaukee, we do Brown Deer Park. But
and don't confuse Valencia CC with Vista Valencia.
Of course.
It's a very different place.
Yeah.
But the one Brookside Golf Course is the one next to the Rose Bowl.
There you go.
Kind of encircles.
You could say that. You could say the course in Myrtle Beach has, in spirit, it's kind of hosted hundreds, like every tournament.
Yeah. Hundreds and hundreds of tournaments.
And it's hosted the Excitable Boys.
That's right. What year did you say, if you had it in there, what year did it go to Riv or kind of stay there?
In the 70s, I think 73. It was there earlier on, but it was still kind of moving around. Maybe it was a little earlier. I have to check my notes, but it kind of found a home there, it seems like, in the 70s. And then it bounced around a little bit with, when they have other events there, which we can get to. So who won the first Genesis Invitational LA Open?
This is what year?
This was in 1926, I want to say.
Good Lord.
Let me look that up, Deej. I actually didn't write the year down, but I think it was in the 20s.
I'll say Walter Hagen.
No, wrong.
I'll say Harry Barden.
No, wrong. But you were right about the first name, Harry Cooper. You guys ever heard of Harry Cooper?
No, I did not have that on my list.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper, 30 PGA Tour wins. Cooper was the original best player to never win a major. He was second at the Masters in 1936 and 38, T3 at the PGA Championship, second at the U.S. Open in 27 and 36, and he was the PGA Tour leading money winner in 1937. He was nicknamed Light Horse Harry. This nickname given to him by Damon Runyon for his quick pace of play and winning the inaugural LA Open in 1926. So I was correct about that. He completed the final 18 holes in 2.5 hours. Do you guys know who the original Light Horse Harry was?
Absolutely. Harry Truman. No, that's
a good guess.
Randy, you should know this. Come on.
Light Horse
Yeah,
Harry.
come on, Randy. You should know
I don't know.
It was Harry Lee, a cavalry officer in the Continental Army and the father of Robert E. Lee.
How about
your
that?
boy, Randy, from Washington and Lee. Your boy.
Randy, I feel like a badge of honor not getting that one right. That was well done.
Yeah. I didn't study too much history there.
Oh, man.
That picture of Harry Cooper, though, I'm trying to think. Deej, maybe TC. Somebody needs to dress up like that and play around at golf sometime.
No, I mean, this guy seemed like a total stud. Like he 30 PGA Tour wins. He's in the Hall of Fame. He became a really well-known teacher. He was the longtime pro at Westchester Country Club. Passed away up in Westchester in I believe the 80s. But he seems like just kind of a steward of the game. Left it better than he found it. I never heard of Mr. Cooper, but learned something today. So that was good stuff.
I will say I was with Tron this morning down in Chicago, and he got some ideas for hats for the Ryder Cup that I think are gonna knock your guys' socks off. If you think this is drippy, I think wait until you see what my man is cooking up for late September, early October. I think he's gonna be ready to roll.
Himself.
Yeah, just like stuff to wear on live shows.
Oh,
Basically, like we were sitting at this bar and they had this like giant Napoleon hat like up above the bar, and I was like, why don't you start wearing like generals hats like that? He's like, fuck man, like that's such a good idea. And he got online and just started looking stuff up immediately. I think it's gonna play really, really well. So there's a little happy hour exclusive for you.
TC's gonna start dressing up like the Swamp Fox or something.
Exactly.
All right. Torrey Pines question here. The land the course sits on had 2 uses before becoming a golf course. What were they?
A
Well, the 2 most recent uses, I think maybe just being land before that.
It's grazing.
Sure.
a sanctuary of some place.
I gotta think it's like military related. I'm gonna say it's like a runway or kind of takeoff spot.
All right, we'll give you a partial win for that one. Randy, you got any guesses?
I was gonna say maybe a port or some type of quarry, some type of
those are
industrial setting.
Okay. Just not working for me. Okay. Camp Callan, DJ, was an army base from 1941 to 45, specializing in anti-aircraft training. Didn't have a long shelf life, but they did a lot of building in those 4 years.
What a great photo.
Yeah, and then it was a Grand Prix racetrack from 1946 to 1954, and
that's
then
a sweet idea, especially with all the little fingers that kind of go out into all the little points that go out with the cliffs around them. You could make some sharp turns in there. It'd be very cool.
So it sounds like our guy Shelby, from Ford versus Ferrari was whipping cars around this joint. All right, moving on. What is Torrey Pines named for?
The Torrey Pine.
The tree.
That's true. And do you know anything about why it's called the Torrey Pine, or anything about the Torrey Pine?
I don't know anything about the Torrey Pine.
Yeah, I don't either, Neil.
So the Torrey Pine is native only to the 36-hole golf complex and the state reserve next door, plus the Santa Rosa Island, which is, I think, straight kind of west of, out in the channel. It is a 5 needle pine. So it's like this specific pine. It is named for Dr. John Torrey, a man that never visited the site, but was a botanist and a mentor to the botanist that did discover it, Dr. Charles Christopher Perry. Guess where Dr. John Torrey went to school, fellas? Guess.
Columbia.
He's at Go Lions. Taste it, Randy. He was also a trustee of Columbia College, my alma mater.
That was when Columbia used to do good things.
That's right.
Exactly. Sounds like Dr. John Torrey was a hitter. He was a medical doctor. Santa Rosa's north, Santa Clemente's west. Thank you, Greg P. Listen, there might be some mea culpas.
Thank you. That's wonderful.
It sounds like the Torrey Pine is native to a very, very small, specific area, and I thought that was interesting.
That is interesting. I don't even know how you'd get your arms around that.
I know. So, Randy, I think botany is something you should get into. I know you were doing some bonsai stuff.
Of course.
I felt like you would appreciate Dr. John Torrey and what he was about. He started the New York's Academy of Sciences. I mean, he was just kind of a heavyweight in the late 1800s, early 1900s.
I feel like these guys would be kind of apoplectic around some of Randy's treatment of his botany projects.
I think they'd agree with his centerline.
That was an earnest. That was an earnest. That was. Listen, we were trying to get
these guys
sunlight.
Seem pretty fucking results based, though. I don't know if they'd be caring about how hard you were trying. It just did the tree live or die, right?
That's fair. Neil, my question to you is are those areas still the only places with Torrey Pines? Is it possible to perhaps seed these trees elsewhere?
I'm guessing it is. I was thinking about that, Randy. I didn't really dig into that, but native only to this area. Okay. So I'm guessing they may have expanded, but it sounds like they were only found in this specific vicinity. But maybe some folks can help me out with that in the comments.
It's good stuff, though.
Cody also just dropped in the private chat breaking news. It appears that Rocker versus Old Man Mahomes was a setup. Barstool's fighting stuff. So you know what? I got played.
Really.
You guys
smelled
got a
like
keen
setup.
sense.
Yeah. Nice, Deej. Nice. All right. What was Tiger's best finish at the at Genesis Invitational LA Open?
Fourth place.
Yeah.
That is
Third.
wrong.
Third place.
Second place. Lost in a playoff to Billy Mayfair in 1998.
Sure.
And
Billy
if you remember
Playfair.
from earlier, that was played at Valencia Country Club, so Riv could prep for the U.S. Senior Open. They moved it for the Senior Open, but they didn't move it when they brought the PGA Championship to Riv. They just played both tournaments at Riv, so I thought that was interesting too. All right,
I would wonder what. Don't expect you to have this offhand, but I would wonder what his best finish at Riv is. So I don't know that he's been like super close to winning there. And obviously hasn't.
Yeah,
won.
good point. I don't know. I didn't have a chance to look that up. Yeah, it's just always funny how, and Jack never won here. They both debuted at the LA Open, but neither one of them won the tournament. So I thought it's always an interesting stat as well. Since 1966, I got two more for you. 1966, there have been 4 back-to-back winners of the Genesis Invitational. There were a few before that. I just figured we'd get out of there. Who are they?
God, I got 2.
Give them to me.
I think they're both left-handed. Phil and Bubba.
Bubba was not back to back. He had a year in between. But Phil is one. But you were right. You're on the right track with lefties.
Sorry, I was looking up Tiger's finish. Best finish at Riv was T7. Would you say it was 2 people that have won the LA Open?
No, there's 4 back-to-back winners of the Genesis Invitational since 1966. He got one, Phil Mickelson. I think it was 08, 09 or 09, 2010.
Yeah. Has there been one more recently than that?
There has not been.
Okay, that's helpful.
There is another lefty on this list.
Yeah, that's what I'm struggling with.
Which kind of
Mike Weir?
Yeah, Mike Weir.
Yeah,
02, 03. Got it done back to back, which I was like, whoa, that's good stuff for shout out to our Canadian friends.
Other
and then
people, I'd say Hogan.
Hogan did
60, right?
No, he did. I just left it off the
What
list.
about California kid Johnny Miller?
No, Johnny Miller did win, but he only, I believe, he only won it once.
So we've got 2 more righties.
One was a member of the Rat family.
Oh, Corey Pavin.
Corey Pavin. And then
is a member. Once a member, always a member.
Picks for me.
What decade? Give us a decade for the last one.
This last one was in the 60s.
Oh,
a man that probably just was doing all, just running the town of LA.
Of LA. Trevino?
No. Arnold Palmer.
I was gonna guess. I thought it seemed too obvious.
Yeah. I think he won it 3 times, but he won back to back. Last one. Who holds the tournament scoring record for the Genesis Invitational?
Bubba Watson.
No.
Adam Scott.
No. Lanny Watkins, 20 under in 1985, which is pretty wild. That's held for what, 40 years? It's crazy. My guy Joaquin got to 19 under a couple years ago, but Keen didn't get it done. Keen has the 36 hole and the 54 hole scoring record.
What a almost like forgotten tournament. Remember that was like felt like he was just so on the precipice of.
I know that was
a complete takeover of the world of golf, and then
that was the apex.
Some stuff happened.
Some stuff.
Anyway, that was excellent. That was excellent. I learned a ton right there. Good stuff. Well, I think we might keep it with you because it's time for our betting segment. Just kind of what we're thinking this week.
That's right, and of course, our picks are presented by FanDuel and the official sports book of No Laying Up. Odds courtesy of FanDuel Sportsbook. Let me find my notes here. All right, first off, we have some specials. The Beluga put together 3 specials. You can find those on FanDuel Sportsbook under No Laying Up Specials. It's right there when you get into the Genesis Invitational. I got a few fun stats from our friends at FanDuel. Who do you guys think the most money's going to right now for outright winner?
Oh God, I would say Rory or Scotty.
Scotty's one of. There's 5% of bets are going to Ludwig and Scotty. Ludwig at plus 2,200, getting a lot of action. And he did play well until he got sick. You
guys got any reporting on how he's doing? I know we got the boots on the ground reports from you guys out at Pebble.
I hope he feels better. And then Morikawa has 4%, Hovland 4%, which is interesting at plus 5,000. But I guess the odds look good there. And then Rory has 4%. So for our featured play this week, we're doing a 3-way top 20 parlay. Each of us are picking a leg. Deej, let's start with you.
Yeah, I wanted to throw it to our guy, Mav McNeely, playing some really good golf, 2 top 10s already this year. And he's played Torrey Pines a bunch, played the Farmers a bunch. And he's made the cut like, I think 6 out of 7 times. So a guy who knows his way around and is also, has some good history here and is also just in great form. I mean, that's a good combo for top 20 in my book.
I love it. Randy?
Yeah, I went with my guy, Big Tone. Let's get it. I liked his odds here, plus 110 to top 20, given his history at Torrey. He's got 6 top 10s and 11 starts, but he did miss the cut earlier this year at Torrey. I take that as a sign that he's due. So I threw in Tony Finau.
Love it. Guys, I don't have a lot to back this up other than, quote, gut, but Russ Henley doing stuff. Okay.
I mean, he should have won the U.S. Open here. Could have won the U.S. Open.
I feel like he seems to play well on the West Coast. He's been playing well of late. So I have him for a top 20. I believe it was plus 115. That parlay right now in our no laying up specials is plus 900.
I really like that. I really like that.
Yeah.
Big Tone gives, if you believe, Randy, I believe. But I like Russell Henley. I like Matt McNeely. I think that's good stuff.
All right, Deej, let's stay with you. Two other plays. Give me 2 other things you like this week.
One thing I really dug was just Jason Day, top 10 play. I mean, he's a guy that's played well here before. He's won the Farmers. He is playing nice golf, and he's plus 360 for a top 10. I feel like kind of a sloggy type of golf course. I feel like he fits that pretty well. And then I was kind of looking at some of these birdies or better bets. And I think if the weather rolls in and we get some kind of stinky looking weather out there, I'm going to say under 3.5 birdies for Scotty in round 1. I think 3 birdies I think it's a very good line. For Scotty, we obviously saw him shoot 41 on the back nine last week in Phoenix. I don't know that he's quite on all cylinders. He obviously could come out and, who knows, shoot 65 and go run away and hide. But I'll take under 3.5 birdies for Scotty, plus 100 in round 1.
Love it. Randy, what do you got?
So mine's in direct opposition to DJ's. I love the
that.
region plays. And I do have a bone to pick with FanDuel. If they would indulge me at some point and include Harris English as part of the English contingent
and Ken Duke.
Region. And Ken Duke, if he's entered, I would really, really love that. But I'm taking the top Oceania.
I think that would be illegal, Randy. That just wouldn't be true.
Well, I don't know. Cam Davis is my pick.
What was it for? Sorry.
Top oceanic finisher. He's plus 360. So he's going up against Jay Day, Minwoo Lee,
Adam Scott.
Who else? Adam
Danny
Scott.
List,
Yeah.
who I believe
Danny
is
List,
the
a couple others.
You also spent your honeymoon in what was it? Oceania? How do you even pronounce it?
Oceania.
Oceania.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's boots on the ground reporting as well, but just something that the listeners can really take to heart.
Right. Nobody did tell me about
I
Cam
really
Davis
knows what he's talking about here.
specifically, but I have been in the region. Listen, I don't have a ton to go off, except my guy finished T5 his last start up at Pebble Beach.
Yeah, he kind of stunted on the beluga up there. Hated that.
Yeah, I like
so
that.
Good.
What's your second pick, Randy? Or your third
And
pick?
then I was trying to go like big fly, shot in the dark. I got Shane Lowry. Give me Shane Lowry, first round leader at plus 4,000.
Wow.
Not a ton to back that up, except
And well, I mean, listen, he stunted on me as well. He is a mutter. Weather's bad.
that's what I was thinking.
So, kind of shove
can
that
get
right
hot.
in the face. Yeah. All right. So a couple other, we got 2 more parlays for me that you can find in that no laying up specials section. I think the link is also in the description of this video, but we've got the Belugas 5, 10, 20 play. I've got Morikawa for a top 5, JT for a top 10, and Scotty for a top 20. That's plus 800, which I think is fantastic. I mean, you throw in Scotty for a top 20, that feels like pretty much a lock. And JT's been playing really well. I'll just spoil it now. I've got Colin to win this week. So I feel pretty good about that one. And then I've got another one, what I'm calling the of course that guy played well parlay. It's a top 20 play. We've got Jason Day. So Deej, I'm fishing in the same pond as you. Taylor Pendrith just keeps playing well. And then Sung Jae Im, it's like, of course, he's probably going to play well. So that's plus 700. And you can find that in our specials as well. So just 3 fun parlays. If you want to tail the beluga this week, we'd love to have you. Come swim in the Pacific with me.
You want to be one of the beluga's krill.
Yeah, you want to come splash around? Come on, get in. The water's warm. It's a little rainy, but it's still fun out there.
One of the barnacles on the beluga. Go ahead and saddle up. On the Colin front, so missed the cut last year at the Farmers, but third place year before that at Torrey Pines, fourth place at the U.S. Open at Torrey Pines in 21 as well. So, and also a good chart from Data Golf this week on, I think we always look at Torrey Pines as just like, oh my God, it's all bombers. And hasn't exactly been the case over the last couple years. So would encourage people to go check out that chart. Colin, obviously not a huge bomber, but hits it far enough. I think he's kind of still in that green zone of guys who can play well here. So,
all right, to round it out, we're gonna hit our one and done, Steege. So last for Century, you had Colin winning.
I did.
Who do you got this week?
Which I felt really good about because a traditional one and done, like you're looking for somebody to finish high on the leaderboard. I was like, oh, I had Colin. Like that's great. Did he finish second? And I was like, no, we're only looking for winners. It's truly a winners only one and done league. So did not get on the board with that. But I will take the guy who did win that tournament, Hideki, as my one and done winner play this week at the Genesis. Neil?
Plus 2,200. So you're going back to back with Hideki. Love that. Actually, from our trivia, looks like that might play pretty well.
What do you mean back to back?
Didn't he win last year? Genesis?
Oh, at Riv, yes. Yeah,
at Riv. I know it's not the same course, but I'm just saying like back-to-back Genesis winners, right?
I think exactly. He's going to join that illustrious crew.
Yeah. And that would be an interesting one to add to the list. Randy, what do you got?
I'm taking Sung Jae Im.
There we go.
Yeah, I was looking specifically at his Torrey Pines finishes. And if you remove a miscut last year, which is unbecoming, he finished tied for 4th earlier this year. He finished tied for 4th in 2023, and he finished tied for 6th in 2022 at plus 3,300, Neil. I think that's good value.
All right. And JT is off the board for you. He was picked at Century. I will be playing Colin Morikawa plus 1,400 this week. I picked Patrick Cantlay for Century. And then we do have picks in just coming in now from the rest of the squad. KVV with the giraffe plays. Going with me, Colin Morikawa plus 1,400. He picked Big Tone for the Century. And Solly has Russell Henley at plus 6,000.
I knew that. I'm telling you, that's an interesting, that's a popular play, I think.
I like that one. He had Colin at the Century. And then TC has Will Zalatoris at plus 5,000. Which, listen, I don't know if we're not ready yet. But, we'll keep you posted. I'm excited to see what Zalatoris does this year.
Runner up at the 2022 Farmers at Torrey Pines was Zalatoris. Yeah. I forgot about that.
And he had Big Bob McIntyre at Century.
That did not go well. I don't think.
Thank you for that, TC. We appreciate that. Deej, I'll turn the steering wheel back over to you.
Yeah, we got a couple more segments we're going to get to, Neil. But before we do, got to shout out our friends at Roback. You all know Roback. Best fit, best feel, Randy. New year. Still love Roback. You can see the big guy looking resplendent in his green Hezzy hoodie. Neil's got his hoodie on, looking great.
Got my sweats on, too. Doubling up.
Is that right?
Show us, Neil. Show us.
Yeah, let me see.
Show us. Pan the camera.
Come on, man.
Yeah, there it is. The Roback hoodie is still one of the single best pieces of clothing that we own. Simple as that. Trust us if you haven't already. 2025 is the year for you to try a Roback hoodie. Roback also, we've been talking about all this snow. Roback also just released their new Fulton Hybrid jacket. It's another piece that we love. Insulated quilting on the front and back panels and stretch knit sleeves, both warm and flexible. And finally, Roback's Q-zips are soft, clean, and comfortable. The perfect versatile layer for cooler days. Made to move from the course to everyday life. Four-way stretch makes them super easy to move in, while the soft fabric will make you not want to take them off. If you haven't already, it's time to load up on some Roback. Use code NLU on roback.com for a generous 20% off your first order throughout the end of this week. That's Roback, RHOBACK.com. 20% off all jackets, Q-zips, hoodies, and more with code NLU. Gentlemen, I am very excited for this next segment. We're calling this Who Am I? A very existential segment. And I believe you guys dialed this one up, while I was out and about this week. So Neil, what are we going to be doing?
It's just kind of a game of guess who.
Yes.
So I think I sent Cody like a data golf shot profile, and then we've got a few just little nuggets, and hopefully they'll get a little easier, 3 or 4, and hopefully you guys can whittle it down and figure out who I'm talking about. And I think Randy has 3 as well.
Yeah, I got 3. Neil's got 3. I was going to say mine are more true, like almost 20 question style, where I'm going to read you a fact, and I hope they get progressively easier. And the challenge is going to be, when you're able to guess this person.
All right, Cody, who do you want to start?
Neil would be great.
Okay.
Great.
All right. First one. So we'll let Cody get the graph up, but I'm 69th, nice, in the data golf ranking, 78th in the FedEx Cup, and 124 in the OWGR. And here's the skill profile.
God, this guy's just got a proper game.
Yeah, just kind of all around, just pretty much tour average at most stuff. Pretty good around the greens. Decent, little above average at approach.
You said 124th?
124th in the crooked OWGR, but 69th in data golf ranking.
I'm going to guess, based on this scatter, Adam Hadwin.
Pretty good guess, but no.
I'm going to guess, gosh, just tidy around the green. I don't even know who's ranked that. I'm going to say Nico Echeverria.
No, but God, I love this already. All right. I'm 37 years old. My country's flag has green. I've won $14.7 million in my career.
Oh, I'm going to guess Seamus Power.
Ding, 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 ding. That is correct, Randy. I kind of knew the green in the flag was going to.
I know. I was thinking Irish straight away.
My other guess was I won the 2023 Butterfield Bermuda Championship, one of my 2 professional wins. And the Beluga thinks I played well. I play well at Pebble Beach every year.
Weirdly, I think those would have made it even harder for me. So I'm really glad you got that one, Randy. Well done. That's good stuff. I wasn't even close.
All right, Randy, you're up.
All right, my first one. Guys, I'm 32 years old, and I've made over $3 million and finished inside the top 55 in the FedEx standings the past 2 seasons.
Made $3 million each season, you're saying?
Each season.
32 years old.
I can keep going. If we don't know, I'll just keep going.
Bo Hostler's too young, but I'll say Bo Hostler.
So baller to just get it on the first guess, though. Matt Fitzpatrick.
No. My best major finish is a tie for 29th at the 2023 PGA Championship.
All right, should have waited on that Fitzpatrick guess.
Big Bob McIntyre.
No,
he's younger, I think. Best finish. Taylor Pendrith.
Right. No. Data Golf currently ranks me 107th in their index right now.
Just a real baller. Oh my gosh. Ben Griffin.
No.
God,
it might be the Belugas. I already guessed, but it might be the Belugas man.
Max Grazerman?
No.
Tom Hoagie.
No. I freaking love the Indiana Pacers. Reggie Miller was my idol.
Indiana guy. Patrick Rogers.
Patrick Rogers.
Wow,
ding,
good
ding,
guess.
ding, 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 ding.
Oh my God.
Good guess.
I can't believe he's 32 already. That makes me feel really old. I used to watch him play junior golf.
My easiest, I think you guys would have gotten this. My easiest one was I share a record with Tiger Woods.
At Stanford for a number of wins.
I do want to say decidedly not the Beluga's boy.
That's a man, what a career.
He's won $3 million the past 2 years.
Yeah.
God, it's just too much money, man. It's just too much money for being mediocre. No offense to Patrick. No offense to anyone.
No offense to anyone.
My turn. Here we go. I am currently 16th in the FedEx Cup standings. Data Golf has me as the 19th best golfer in the world.
Step Straka.
No.
I wanted to say that too. He feels like he'd be higher than that. Nick Taylor.
No. God, I love this clue. I enjoy deep sea fishing and cliff jumping when I'm not playing golf.
Cliff jumping.
Oh, we got an adventurer.
I mean, that sounds so much like Burger, but I don't think he can't be up that high.
I was thinking South African, but I don't think my guy Bez is doing cliff jumping with a small kid.
We've got a skill profile up here. Guys absolutely mashing the golf ball.
You gotta watch. You know the names are on these skill profiles. So the boys
Are they? I thought
I'm purposely not looking at it.
I didn't even notice.
I'll say Rasmus Højgaard.
No. I'm a massive Toronto Maple Leafs fan, and my dream foursome would be Tiger Woods, Wayne Gretzky, and Matt Sundin.
Yeah, Pendrith for sure.
Taylor Pendrith.
19
pro in
currently?
2014. I went to college at Kent State, and I've won $11.4 million with one PGA Tour victory.
Dude, he's I know.
He's playing really good.
Playing really good.
Yeah. He's
going
been
back
around
to-
forever, and just didn't play good at all until like last year. I don't want to say at all, but look, he 2 top 10 finishes. Well, I guess that was just last year, but 1 career win. He's been around since 2014. So anyway,
Going
Randy,
back to July, what does he have? 1, 2, 3, 5 top 10s. Just going back to like last summer. I mean, he's
That's pretty good.
playing real golf.
Yeah.
As much as TC's not going to want to hear that.
Yeah, that's a direct shot at TC. All right, my next one. Who am I, guys? My mom was a track athlete at the University of Oregon.
It's a pass. I don't know. That's Oregon. Gosh. Ryan
Wyndham.
Moore.
No, not Wyndham.
He went to Oregon.
Yeah. Doug Gim.
No, great. I mean,
Also-
fun guess though. My favorite, guys,
No
my
way.
favorite off-course memory is when I got to see the San Francisco Giants win the World Series in Game 5 in 2010.
Poosh.
Good guess.
All right. No. Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. Bay
Kind of
Area kid.
NorCal sort of guy.
Mm. Mm.
Kevin Yu.
No,
Andrew Novak.
no. My career earnings on tour are just shy of $20 million.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
That's more than I was thinking.
God, who's a Giants fan? I feel like that's the giveaway, man.
I know it should be, unless he's trying to.
I'm trying to think. I've seen Jake Knapp wearing the Anaheim stuff. You see, come on, Schuster, think.
Gosh, Randy, this is good stuff.
20 million.
Yeah,
Just
just shy.
Colin Morikawa.
No.
I need another hint.
Next clue.
Yeah.
I
Is this somebody in the
remember
field, or is this just another guy?
one of the highlights. This guy's in the field.
Okay.
I remember fondly talking to Tron and Randy on the trap draw.
Oh God, JT Poston.
No.
Huh.
Jean Vandeveld,
Good guess. No.
Chef Ming Tsai.
Another great guess.
Michael Kim.
No, he's never been on the trap draw. The Huntsman. No.
Who else has been on a freaking trap draw?
Will Zalatoris.
THT.
Yes. Ding, 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 ding,
Zalatoris?
ding. Will Zalatoris.
Gosh.
Wow.
You guys
Came
said
on
this
and
the other
had-
day. I don't even know if I remember him being on the trap draw.
I was
remember
gonna say I forget where I mentioned it, but yeah, he came
When
on
was he on
as
the
part
trap
of a
draw?
U.S. Open preview. He was like a rookie. We talked to him. We talked to Will Grimmer, and we talked to somebody else. I feel like
Why would you talking golf on the trap draw?
Many
Against
years
the
ago.
rules.
Many years ago, Neil.
Or the
I didn't
trap
realize
house
he was from
behind
San
the city.
Francisco.
always
But
forget
then I'm
about
now I'm
that.
thinking the Ken Venturi stuff
Cal
and
Club.
Cal Club. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
God, that
That's
was really good. That was really good.
good one, Randy.
You got another one, Neil?
I do. I have one more.
All right, don't look at the names on there.
All right. Well, then I just
data
won't have. I won't have him put the. I'm now finally
No,
seeing.
I know where it is. I'm not gonna
profile.
look at it. I'm not gonna look at it. I like
Okay,
to
I'm
give him
36 years old. I have 0 PGA Tour wins and 10.5 million in
So
career
sick.
earnings.
It's just a cash machine.
Oh, 36.
36. Not looking.
Not looking.
So they kind of a little slapper.
Yeah, not a great ball striker. Really tidy around the green.
All right, pull it down, Cody. They're gonna look.
36.
Mackenzie Hughes is one. Brian Harmon's one. Who are the other slappers
I
out
need to
there?
look up a
Hadwin
field
is he
list.
36?
No. But well, he's not the answer. But I don't know how old he is. Yeah, I won't give it away.
Mark Hubbard?
No, that's a good guess.
Good
Though.
guess. That
All right,
is a
next.
good guess.
I'll move on. My father is a PGA Tour winner.
Oh, I know it.
By all means.
Country music sensation Eric Cole.
Exactly. I didn't know his dad was a PGA Tour winner.
Yeah.
I was gonna
I
say
don't
I've
think I
won
knew that.
I just want to remind people I won 54 times on the minor league golf course. 50 fucking 4. What
That's
are
so
we
much
doing?
winning. That's so much winning.
My
God.
sophomore album stunk. It is the country music sensation Eric Cole.
Oh, that's good stuff. Randy, you got one more? Bring us home.
Yeah, I got one more. I
God,
got
this
one
is an
more.
electric game, guys. I love doing this.
All right, guys.
I love also.
Who am I?
This is like basically what we were doing at the offsite at night, just drinking beers and playing this exact game.
Yeah, someone just commented Eric Cole's 36. I had the same reaction, brother.
Totally.
36. I hope he needs to get us like a sunscreen sponsor too, because I'm like
Uh-oh.
pretty concerned here.
I think you might have spoiled the next one.
No, I'm doing that intentionally. Don't worry about it. It's not him.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right,
Dave.
guys. Who am I? My great grandfather played baseball with Babe Ruth, and in fact, took a line drive off the chest from him during batting practice.
Guys, so these guys are such athletes these days. I'm gonna say
I really want to guess the guy that just got flashed up on the screen. but-
I didn't see it, so I'll say Tom Hoagie.
No, yeah, Deej, you might be eliminated.
I'm
from this round.
going to recuse myself from this one.
Okay. Neil, not Tom Hoagie. Next clue. My parents met at UNC Chapel Hill and are a Tar Heel merger.
JT Poston.
No.
Good guess.
Good guess. As recently as 2021, I was working totally outside of golf.
Oof.
Doing like insurance or
That's Ben Griffin.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Ben Griffin.
Holderness and Bourne guy, right?
Yes, he is.
Yep.
This version of Ben Griffin, not that one that I previously showed. That's
This one. No, the
This is like evil Ben Griffin with the
and we got from sources the glasses are prescription.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's rocking those aviators. I'm not sure about the look, but apparently, transition lenses and things of that nature. All right, that concludes our Guess Who game.
Guys, that was fantastic. Great work with that. That's again, much like the trivia, learned a little bit more about each
See,
other.
nobody has to chaperone the strap, boys. We can handle ourselves.
We got it.
Not what I was getting at. I was just saying, job well done. I love it. All right, Neil. This is it, man. The main event.
DJ tried to censor me, tried to cancel me. He's a hater of my good friend. I never met him, but John Minium. For those that don't know, there's this guy John Minium, and you can follow him. JDM_year_in_review. For 23 straight years, he has been putting out a year in review of his golf game. And I remember when I moved into the Kill House, there were probably 5 or 6 of these in the downstairs bathroom, and it was great. It was like
totally.
I picked one up
as much as we like John. Totally unsolicited.
Yeah. I don't know how he got. I don't know if he got in touch with
Kill
Tron first or what, but a bunch of them showed up at the Kill House, and I picked one up, and I was just like, "This is awesome!" And it's just a really robust review of his year in golf, and I've come to enjoy getting this in the mail. And it kind of one of those things like, hey, listen, not a lot of good stuff going on for golf this week. You know, the reason they had to move the tournament, Tiger's mom passing away. This is one of those things that I just get like sincere joy out of. Like I truly mean that. So I have 5 highlights from it. I'm not going to take you through all of it, but if you do want to get on John's mailing list, because he does this by hand, this is not a digital thing. It's a pamphlet that he sends out physically. I believe he sent out 350 this year. So listen, I'm going to inundate him.
I was just going to quickly plug Neil. I think if folks want more of the John Minium year in review, maybe you could do a Nest video where you go through page by page, painstaking detail.
Sure.
I would say it's a lot like when Andy Kaufman showed up and started reading the Great Gatsby.
I'm not going to
cover
do that.
cover.
I just find this fun. I got 5 things for you. You know, just bear with me, guys. You know, you're all worried about, do we have enough segments? I'll give you a fucking segment. Here's a fucking segment for you. Okay, here's something I like about golf.
Got your fucking segment right here.
Yeah, here it comes. All right, so top 5. Okay,
Open
here
up.
we go. Remember, 23rd year. So number 5. We had a career high in rounds this year, guys. 151 rounds in 2024.
Oh my God, that's a lot of golf.
Played golf 165 days. It was a career low in birdies per round, Randy, 0.66. We hate that.
Just a volume thing, though. That makes sense.
John totaled 99 birdies, but had a career high in eagles. Unfortunately, his handicap went from 7 to 9.4. This is my favorite stat. 0 double bogeys 18 times. That's aspirational stuff for guys like us, Randy. How about that?
Good.
How many did you say? 18 with no
18
doubles?
times, no doubles.
And his handicap went up to 9?
Yeah. I think he's just making a lot of bogey golf. I think his scoring average was 84.
I wonder if he's like, is he counting rounds where he made triples or something? Like that's
I don't know. I'm not
track.
Sure. 84. Scoring average is 84. 0.7 strokes higher than 23. All right, moving on. Number 4. 121 total golf balls lost in 2024. That's a 6% increase. We don't like that.
But how many rounds?
Like
He's up by how many rounds though?
I know.
He's up in rounds played. He played 121.5 in 2023,
more than 6%,
and 123.5 in 2022. So career high in rounds.
Yeah.
So yeah,
don't beat yourself up for that one, John.
Cost of doing business there.
77 rounds with no lost balls. And one of the best things about the pamphlet is there's just pictures of like him bleeding from searching for Pro V1s. Looks like he picked up 5 or 6 on that search mission. So that's good stuff.
Does he break down the cause of the lost ball, like water or, out of bounds off property or simply lost it?
No, but he said low 0 times, 0 lost balls, 77 rounds, and a high of 4 twice, PJ National and Santa Rosa.
Okay.
So we didn't get that detail. There is a little note in here. We survived millions of cicadas that arrive every 13 years. And he has a picture of a cicada on his hat. You can see that there in the bottom left.
On his NLU hat. No
on his NLU hat, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3. This is another thing I love. He tracks the cost of his golf as well. So $5,694 spent on greens fees, 52 paid rounds, an average of $109 per round. John played 68 different golf courses. Love that stat. 46% of his rounds were away rounds from his home course. This was down 12% from 2023. And Vanderbilt Legends Club in Tennessee is his home course. He retired this year. So I think he's been out on the road. He's playing. It seems like he's getting a lot more golf in at home, which I would have thought it might have switched. But, listen, career high. He's playing a lot at home. Great. John, this is a great stat. John had a career high of 17 free rounds. And a big shout out to Tron Carter in this year's year in review. TC hosted John at Ponte Vedra Inn and Club. And he has a picture of TC and him standing, looks like on that bridge at the original Island Green at Ponte Vedra Inn and Club. So shout out to TC. John had 115 different playing partners. And of course, always got to give a big shout out to Tony T. He's the perennial most loyal partner. He had 33 rounds with Mr. Minium in 2024or.
Was that all bullet point 3?
Yes, it was. Sneaking them in.
Okay.
John also
it's like one of Tron's back lines here.
Beacon Golf Club, Brooms Edge, Nanea, Union League National, and Todd Hill Farms as highlights as far as new courses go. Okay, moving on to number 2, Randy.
Thank you.
This is a stat, an aspirational thing to track. 732 lifetime courses played. I would love
Whoa.
to figure this out. I have a bunch of probably most of the scorecards. I mean, I feel like I could get pretty close. Something I want to effort the next year or two. Like, how many courses have I played in my life? So I thought that was just an awesome stat. And then, of course, the image you see on screen, just the pictures. My guy's always getting good pictures. You know, he's got telephone booths, he's got lighthouses, we've got barns. We just got good content in the year in review.
Neil,
yeah.
Sorry. Walk me through the scenario where you knowing how many golf courses you've ever played comes up in your day-to-day life.
I don't know. I just think it's fun, like just fun to track. Like, you know, it's like I don't know, just cataloging stuff. We're not here for a long time, Randy. I remember last year's year review. I believe John clipped all. He's got at least 49 of 50 states that he's played golf in. This year, he played golf in 16 different states. I don't know. It's just a way to catalog. Are you getting out and seeing places? Like, what are we looking at here?
I kind of implore John now that he's retired. I mean, fill in some of that Midwest.
Well, he's played in all those places. That's just this year.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that's golf by states or rounds by state in 2024. Okay, guys, this is the news of the day. Hole in one this year. John's first ever. What? He doesn't bury the lead. He put it at the front of the year in review after 40 years and more than 13,000 attempts. He made one at his home course, the 9th at Legend South. And yes, thank you for asking. Tony T was in attendance and did verify. And he had a full write-up of it. He also ended up playing the same ball, the hole-in-one ball, on the next hole, and he lost it.
No,
same as me.
He hit it in the water on the next hole. So I thought that was tough news. But it was I believe it was a 7-wood, his trusty 7-wood. He ended up shooting 86 on the day. So you know, not a great round, but one of his 4 eagles. And I just want to give him a shout out. I mean, after 40 years, he finally got a hole-in-one because every year in the year in review, he's always like, you know, 0. There's always a stat that says 0 hole-in-ones 0. And so we knocked that one off the list.
That is cool. That
Put a smile on my face when you open up the year in review. I'm like, oh, we did it. You know, we did it, Joe. Fly the banner. All right.
I want to
one bone to pick. Sorry,
yeah.
Last thing. We're sneaking it in. Come on, JD Stan, get out of here in the comments. I do have one thing. I need a more candid write-up of some of these courses. So at the back of the pamphlet, he lists out like a little blurb on the 68 different courses he played. He basically puts the name of the course, the state, how much it cost, the architect, the year it was built, and then a description. Like Atlanta Country Club. The description, wowza, stunning course that should be top 100. Everything's perfect. I'm not finding anything critical in here. The worst I could find was related to PGA National, which I think this is a great description. Not a lot of character in this longtime PGA Tour stop. Nice resort. Would love to see him, you know, take some people to task. Right?
You got to remember, it sounds like he lost 4 balls that day.
He did.
It's true.
So, but other than that, I mean, I enjoy getting the year in review. He always caps it off with 18 questions in the back. Where he just kind of answers questions from the audience. That's where TC's picture is. Anyway, shout out to John Minium. One of my favorite things every year, the year in review. You can find him JDM_year_in_review. Thank you guys for humoring me.
Of course. And I do want to point out this one from Wally Wingle Pop. Really just teased us about how to get on the mailing list, only to be derailed in the most NLU way possible. So I don't know if you want to fill back in on how to actually get on this mailing list.
No, the reason I keep saying, so the best way to get in touch with him is follow him on Instagram and just hit DM him. Be like, hey man, I'd love to get the year in review. Like, I'm not going to put a bunch of people in his inbox, but like he didn't have an Instagram until last year. So like, this is progress. Okay. Like one does not simply just invite themselves on the mailing list. That's up to John. If he wants to send you on, that's up to him. He did say, I'll give you, well, hey, we got a shout out too. He said, year in review by the numbers. This is my 23rd year. I got a lot of attention last year from No Laying Up, Golf Digest, Monday Qualifier, but I haven't let this go to my head. My focus is still to highlight my love of the game in my own way. That said, I'll mail/hand out 350 this year. How about that?
Wild.
Analog, Randy. That shit is analog. I love it.
Neil, I hope you do. I hope you do track everything that your heart wants to. I'm being 100% sincere. I think that would be cool.
Well, I mean, listen, you like to track the birdies and the rounds with no doubles. Like,
I do.
Is there am I going to track it this closely? Probably not. But I find the like the thought of having done that for 23 years, it just feels like a very centering, almost meditative thing to do.
Hundo P.
So yeah, I like to spotlight it each year.
Well, guys, this was a delight. Neil, thank you for the prep, not only on the Minium, year in review, of course, but our trivia section, the Who Am I, Randy, ditto. A couple housekeeping things for those of you looking for some more video content. Part 2 of our TC and Nico Darius Serve Pro series is out. Tron playing some golf down in South Florida and walking along with his guru and mental coach and general vibes and course strategy guy, our friend Dr. Nico. It's good stuff. The 1999 Majors deep dive from Solly and KVV is out on the YouTube channel and the podcast YouTube channel. I listened to this today while I was stuck in all this snow traffic. Electric, I think, is my favorite one of these Majors deep dives that I've listened to. The stuff particularly on the 99 Open Championship was so good. Cannot recommend it enough. Randy, you and TC would have been absolutely beside yourself with how quote unquote unfair that golf tournament seemed to be found by most of the players. Just unbelievable stuff. They pulled all kinds of great audio. Peter Alice breaking down the whole John Van de Velde thing. It's awesome. Go listen to it. What's going on in the trap draw, guys? Sounds like while I was out, there was an electric episode recorded.
I mean, just a voicemail episode, and listen, there's no expiration date on the voicemail, so we kind of blew up some people that sent remind myself I'm a dog from like October, that didn't age well. So fun catch up with Randy. He jumped in the booth with Cody and I.
That's right. And the ball knowers will be back next week on the trap draw, just to let people know,
with their tails tucked between their legs.
Ball knowers are still compiling data. They're still waiting for precincts to report some of the information that they will look to pass on to the listeners. Solly's back in Tampa this week at the Gasparilla, one of our favorite videos every year. That'll be taking place over the next couple days. So send him some good vibes. And of course, we're going to be back live on Sunday night at the conclusion of play of the Genesis. So, fellas, unless there's anything else, I think that's going to do it for this happy hour.
That's it. Good stuff.
That's all I got.
Good stuff, guys. Good being with you. Thanks to Cody behind the scenes. Thank you to everybody for listening. Thank you to our friends at FanDuel and Roback. And we will catch everybody on Sunday night. Cheers.
FanDuel, the official sports book of No Laying Up, must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C. Gambling problems, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rghelp.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.